Hey everyone, in my last video I did a review of the FDF Race Shop upper control arms. I closed out that video with 3 recommendations for how to improve the front upper control arms, and FDF sent me the revised version, so let's take a look. The biggest difference with the new version is the color. FDF recently did a rebrand and most if not all of their products now ship in this green color. Personally, I like the old platinum color, but it's not that big of a deal since you're never really going to see this stuff unless you're working on your car. And if you really don't like the green color, you can still pay an additional fee for the old platinum color. The first recommendation I made to FDF was to improve the wheel compatibility of the arms, since my 17x9 plus 50 wheels were barely hitting the arms at full steering lock. FDF solved the wheel clearance issues by redesigning the arms to be narrower. As a result of this, the spacers for the heim joints are no longer symmetrical, and the spacers have moved the mounting point of the heim joint closer to the front axle. The second recommendation I made to FDF was to improve the adjustability of the arms, considering I was only able to reach 3.5 degrees of negative camber with the arms, and the OEM eccentric bolts maxed out. To address this, FDF shortened the arms to move the adjustment range an additional degree of negative camber. With these improvements, I had no problems achieving 4 degrees of negative camber when I went to get in alignment. The last recommendation I made to FDF was to integrate the wheel speed sensor mounts into the front arms like they did for the rears. This is a small feature, but a welcome one so that you no longer have to use zip ties to secure the wheel speed sensors to the arms. This also makes it much easier to identify which side is which, since the wheel speed sensors are always mounted to the leading side of the control arm. Besides addressing my recommendations, I also made a few other notable changes. In my original video, I had mentioned that the previous version of the front arms weighed in at 2,014 grams, which was roughly 15% more than the OEM front arms at 1,752 grams. I didn't ask FDF to reduce the weight of the revised arms, but they now weigh in at 1,670 grams, which is almost 5% less than OEM. When comparing them to the previous version, it's clear that the arms are not as beefy, but they also lost some weight through the lower profile nut on the rod end, as well as aluminum heim joint spacers. My intuition tells me that the new arms are less robust than the previous version, but FDF tells me that they are strong enough. So I want to give a big shout out to Dylan at FDF Race Shop for taking my feedback and making the FDF Race Shop arms even better. I did 2 events on the first version of the arms, and we'll be putting the second version to the test soon enough.